Hey, beautiful people, welcome back to our platform and thank you so much for joining today. If you are new here, please do not forget to subscribe. It is so important to us. Please do press the subscribe button below and make sure you share this video so that somebody somewhere can equally benefit from this. So, guys, let's go quickly and talk about these things. They are very important. There are some points here I want to drop to those who would be applying for studies in Austria. Okay, a couple of people have contacted me and they are saying they are interested to study in Austria. And I think there are some things you need to know because from my Facebook pages, I realize many people still don't understand this process. Remember, I have said many times, not me by the way, but there is a law that if you must study in Austria, you, however, need to present your documents in the right format. Certificates that were not obtained in Austria would have to be authenticated, verified, and legalized. These are the three procedures you need to put into consideration. Now, I will take my time to break it down, and suppose you should watch this video to the end so you actually understand what it means and what the procedure is all about, because I realize many people still don't understand what they need to do. Now, like I said, I will take it gradually so you understand. I will be using two countries. I will use those from Cameroon as example. I will use those from Nigeria as example. Ghanaians, South Africans, Moroccans, and Egyptians, everybody watching this platform, including those from India and Pakistan, please listen to me till the end so you actually understand how you are going to go about your own process. It's not the same. Remember, Austrian schools or universities in Austria, especially the state universities, are somehow affordable. Not somehow affordable, but they are very cheap if you look at studies in Austria. And to those who have been saying, do you need a blocked account to study in Austria? You do not necessarily need a blocked account to study in Austria. All you need to do is to have money, because the embassy sometimes would need to know. It's not like sometimes, by the way, but they need to know that you have cash, okay, physical cash, that if you go into Austria, you would not depend on anybody. You would rather pay your own bills yourself. That is why you need to show proof of funds before you can be able to secure a study visa to any country abroad. Now, for you to apply for schools in Austria, remember now application is open. First of all, you should know the requirements. Requirements to study in Austria. Let's see, requirements to study in Austria include, if you are going for bachelor's degree, note that you will need your high school certificate. Just to add to this information, those who are saying they want to study nursing, medicine in Austria in English, it's not possible. You can only study that in German. And if you can actually learn the German language up to maybe B1 level, that is a great step for you. I hope you understand. Now, let's take a look at the requirements. The requirements here, you will need your high school documents, which will include your WAEC certificate. Take a pen and jot them down. WAEC certificate. Then you might need IELTS or English proficiency. Some schools will ask you to supply such documents, but some with an English document from your school or your university, it is perfect to go. Okay, this is usually what they need. Some schools will ask for CV, while others will ask for motivation letter. This is for those going for bachelor's degree. Now, those going for master's degree, you will need to supply these documents that I just mentioned now. In addition to that, you will add your bachelor's degree certificate, then with your bachelor's degree transcript. I hope you get. So these are the documents you need. In addition, sometimes some may ask for recommendation letters, which I don't really think it's even important, but a majority of them don't ask for recommendation letters. Now, these are the documents you need to supply. But remember, your academic documents must undergo those three steps I mentioned before, okay, which are authentication. The second one is verification. The third one is legalization. I'm still going to come back to this. Let me talk about some few schools that you need to put into consideration. If you want to study in Austria, remember tuition fee is very affordable. Okay, they charge less than 730 euros. Most schools in Austria, if you take a look at them very well, like the University of Vienna, the University of Innsbruck, the University of Graz, Norwegian, not Norwegian, but rather Austrian University of Science and Technology. And there is another one, Technical University of Vienna. There are a couple of them. This I'm talking about the state universities or public universities. Now, also understand that there are private universities as well. And these private universities, like Module University and the rest, they are somehow expensive. Okay, they charge from like maybe 6,000 euros or more. So you should know that there are state universities, there are public state universities or public university, and there are private universities in Austria. But for the state universities, which every course is being taken by the state, they charge sometimes 726 euros for tuition fee. Okay, if you calculate this money, I don't think it should be more than 500k, 500,000 CFA francs or 500,000 naira. I'm not very certain. You can do the exchange rate or the conversion. But again, note that this is tuition fee. You also need to pay a semester fee, which is still very small. And most schools ask for about 22 euros, or I think approximately 23 euros for the what we call the semester contribution. So in all, you can spend maybe less than under 1,500 euros to study in Austria for 1 year, because the 726 is per semester. Now, that is the call. This tuition is cheap, but you cannot just go ahead and apply. Well, you may apply to some other schools without their documents going through these three processes, and you will get the admissions. But you should bear in mind that you cannot apply for visa without your documents still going through this stage. So what is the need? The only thing now is to try and do this process. Remember, you have to do only through appointments, and appointments is so difficult to get. I was checking the website a few days back, and I realized that appointments are so difficult to get. I'm just telling you so you can keep checking. If you are really intentional and you really want to migrate to this place, then you have to keep checking. There is nothing again you need to know. But remember, there is part of the money which I'm going to talk about now. The process begins as thus. Nigerians, you have to take your documents, your educational credentials, and make sure you check the Austrian Embassy's website to actually know the other documents to add to it. Sometimes your birth certificate are required. There is another one called birth declaration for a particular group of people. Check the Austrian Embassy's website to be sure of what you are going to do. Okay, now the first process is you take your documents to the Ministry of Education, Nigerians. Then from the Ministry of Education, you will have to take them to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Now, Nigerians, this process is called authentication. Okay, now when you are done from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, from Education to Foreign Affairs, you now need to take the documents to the Austrian Embassy, where you have to book an appointment. This appointment you are booking is for verification, point number one, then legalization. Now, verification, they need to verify all those documents to be sure that the documents are actually real documents. You did not maybe produce them by false info. You get what I mean? So they need to verify, go to your school, go to where you were born, go to all those places and check. These things is usually done by the lawyer. The embassy has the lawyer. They have their lawyers, that they are people that do this process. And then after the verification, you are now going to do legalization. But they must do verification first before they will go to legalization. Remember, legalization fee per document is 80 euros per document. Now, for verification fee, it is different. When you finish from the Ministry of Education, then Foreign Affairs. Now, when you are going to the embassy, know that you are going for verification and legalization, but they must do verification first. Now, verification fee for Nigerians, I think it should be 400 euros, okay, for the documents. But if you intend to move with family and your spouse with a maximum of 3 kids, I think your verification fee will be 500 euros. Please make sure you do your research after listening to this video, because it is very important so that you know what you are doing. You get, this is for Nigerians. Now, there are other people who are different. Then after you pay this fee, it will be paid in euros. You cannot pay in naira or any other currency. So go with euros to the day, on the day of your appointment, when you are going to submit those documents, you will pay them, right? There are other documents you need to sign as well, like the questionnaire and everything. Everything is found on the Austrian Embassy's website. Now, after they verify it, they will now do legalization. So on that day, they may ask you if you want to do legalization at once. So pay for it. Until you do this process, then you can now apply for schools in Austria and get admission. And trust me, if you do this process, you might just be moving to Austria if you can satisfy the other financial aspects of your visa process, right? Now, if you do not do this process and you apply, some schools will allow you apply, but you will have to show them these documents done completely before they will give you an offer letter. Some, like private schools, will allow you apply and get the offer letter, but you might not apply, you cannot even apply for visa without this procedure done and completed. This is how it is. So you must get ready and know what you are doing. This is for Nigerians, right? Now, for Cameroonians, the procedure is different. If you are, for example, you graduated from the University of Boya and you want to do bachelor's program, let's say you want to do, no, if let's just say you graduated from the University of Boya and you want to go for your master's, right? Those documents I gave at the beginning, in addition to your transcript and the attestation or your certificate, will still be the same documents, right? Now, remember, you have to collect your transcript, new one from UB, and certify your certificate. Then you add it to the documents. You go now to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. But if you want to apply for bachelor's degree, then you will go to the GCE board, Cameroon, then collect what is called confirmation of results. They will tell you who are they addressing it to. Then you will now tell them to address to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, either in Douala or Yaoundé. Then you take the envelopes and go there with your original certificate, right? Then in addition to the other documents, then the ministry now will certify them. Now you've done authentication. Now you will now book an appointment. Remember, for Cameroonians and Ghanaians, if you check the Austrian embassy, you are going to notice that you have to do yours using VFS Global. The link is there on the embassy's website. Now, you will book an appointment with VFS Global and go give them these documents. So this is the procedure. For those who graduated from other schools in Cameroon, I don't know how your documents will be certified, maybe by your university or the Ministry of Higher Education. But those with HND, I know that you have to go through the Ministry of Higher Education and do this. So please always verify, because somebody came to Facebook and was telling me that, no, the process is less than 100k naira. And I was laughing. According to them, they have done legalization and verification, which they have just done authentication. And they were boasting, telling me that they have done legalization and verification, which is not proper. Please verify information. Do not just write things on Facebook, read things on people who do not understand anything. I'm doing this because I love seeing people succeed. So note that even if you spend less than 100k naira, you have done authentication at Ministry of Education, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You still need to book appointment with Embassy of VFS Global and do verification and legalization, which will cost you 400 euros or more, depending on your nationality. I hope this video helps you. So this is the procedure. I'm going to be talking about how you can study in New Zealand, how you can study in Australia, how you can study in Brazil, and how you can study in Croatia in subsequent videos, because I've been getting many people are asking for this information. I think it is high time I bring it here. I hope you benefited from this and I hope it was helpful. Please do not forget to subscribe and also support the movement. It's so important. Thank you so much. Till we meet again in another episode. Bye bye.